Hey everyone, I'm Shakeena Melbourne, the principal attorney of Upton Law PLLC, and today I want to talk to you about something really important. Chapter 7 Bankruptcy. If you're feeling buried in debt and don't know what to do next, this video is for you. I'll explain what Chapter 7 Bankruptcy is, how it works, and what you should know if you're thinking about it. My goal here today is to help you understand your options so you can make the best decision for your future, your family's future, and the next steps. So let's jump in. Hi. So I get that question often of how do I know when I should file a Chapter 7 bankruptcy? And honestly, it just depends. Most of the time, people go, well, I only have a little bit of debt. Well, the truth of the matter is you only need approximately $2,500 of debt in order to file a Chapter 7. I'm not saying you need to have $2,499 and now you're like, okay, I need to file. I'm not saying that, but most people think they don't have a lot of debt or they don't have enough debt. And the truth of the matter is you only need at least $2,500 worth of debt in order to file bankruptcy. Many people are robbing Peter to pay Paul, hoping for the best. They're doing this for months and months and months until they get completely exhausted. And normally it's the avoidance of, I feel like a failure if I file bankruptcy. But really, bankruptcy is more of a cheat code. Dun, 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 right? And so the idea is that, yeah, I'll be fine. So we just talking. So basically, when you're filing, you want to consider how much money are you paying out to those credit cards a month and the payday loans. And you know them companies, like you getting your car fixed and they like, oh, you just sign up for this contract and then you just pay for the next 5 years. You know, stuff like that. Utility bills, DTE, and the water company just keep calling you like, is you paying this month or not? These are the times when you really want to look at, okay, it's a cost-benefit analysis. If I'm paying out more money a month to these companies than I could pay a Chapter 7 bankruptcy attorney, should I file? And if it was me, I would file. It's cheaper to file, to be honest, than to keep paying these people and wondering and hoping and then telling yourself, you know, I really want to pay them because, you know, they let me borrow their money and I'm really trying to make sure I keep my good graces with them. Yeah, but they're negatively reporting to your credit report every month. So they not really, you know, can't wait until you pay. All the stuff you tell yourself in the middle of the night when it's causing you not to sleep, you should really be wondering, if I'm paying out, let's say, more than $2,000 a month to these people, and a Chapter 7 bankruptcy might cost me $2,000 or less, I think that would be the best answer, don't you? When filing a bankruptcy, there's several documents that you need in order to prepare your paperwork. In a Chapter 7, it is approximately 60 pages long when filing a bankruptcy. That includes your voluntary petition, schedules, statements, and all that jazz, right? And so some of the documents you're going to need in order to file bankruptcy, that was my elbow, don't judge me, is bank statements, usually the Chapter 7 trustee. I like to say a Chapter 7 trustee is a fancy way of saying an attorney that works with the bankruptcy judge, okay? And their job is to verify the information that you're filing with the court on these 60 plus pages of documents. So you're looking at 3 months of bank statements, 3 months of pay stubs, last 2 years of tax returns. If you own a home, they're looking for the copy of the deed to the home. Mortgage statements to indicate how much you still owe on the home. If you have any property taxes due, they're looking at the property taxes as well. These are the most common documents. Oh, as well as car titles. Believe it or not, leased vehicles you don't get a car title for in the state of Michigan, so they're not expecting a copy of your car title if you're leasing the vehicle. However, if you're financing it or you own it outright, they're going to require or ask for a copy of your car title to be able to confirm the vehicle is in your name, the vehicle finance information is in your name, and to confirm that honestly the creditor actually did what they were supposed to do, which is make sure Secretary of State knows that they have a lien on that car. Those are the most common ones. Of course, everyone's bankruptcy is different, so people are going to have different documents than what I listed already. But for the most part, that's really what you need. So, you know how I was talking about robbing Peter to pay Paul for a whole bunch of months? I'm going to need you to stop, okay? Because a Chapter 7 bankruptcy, from start to finish, is literally 90 days. Start is the day that the case is filed. 30 days after the case is filed, there is a court hearing, short for 341 meeting, but it's also called the meeting of creditors. And that's where the trustee, you will meet, and they will ask questions to verify the information in the bankruptcy paperwork. And if there's any particular creditors that want to come and ask you questions, they can, such as, hey, do you plan on keeping your car? Because people ask all the time, if I file bankruptcy, can I keep my car? Yeah, you can keep your car. They're going to have maybe a mortgage company there. You plan on staying in your house? Yeah, I plan on staying in my house. So they have the ability to do so, right? They just confirm it. After the 30-day meeting of creditors, it will take a couple of days for the trustee to write up a report, and that report goes to the judge, and within 45 to 60 days from that date, you'll get what's called your order of discharge. And the order of discharge is what closes out your bankruptcy and informs all of your creditors that they can't come back. Bye-bye. You know what I mean? Now, this is all general information because, like I said, everything can change. Trustees might have different rules. Courts might have different rules. Even judges might have to have different rules. But on average, a Chapter 7 bankruptcy is 90 days long. You know, I think that is why a lot of people don't file bankruptcy or are afraid to file bankruptcy because they think they're going to lose their assets. Now, we got to have a real conversation about what is an asset, because I'm learning some people be trying to save stuff that don't even make sense. You know what I mean? Like, oh, I owe the furniture company and I want to keep my couch. You think the furniture people want their couch back after you've been sleeping on it, laying out on it, lounging on it for a year? Probably not, right? So some of the assets, the real assets that the trustee would be looking for, or the bankruptcy court is looking for, are things like an RV. No, you can't hide your camper. This is Detroit. This is Michigan. We know up north is real and people driving up north with their camper. No, okay? You might have a Harley Davidson. This is very common here. No, you're not going to have this $100,000 motorcycle and then talking about you broke trying to rob Peter to pay Paul. Really? Okay, assets like you can't have no house for $500,000 that you own outright, because only for real in Detroit have I ever seen all these people that own homes without mortgages. Okay, this is real business. The trustee looks at what is the equity you have in these assets. So the reason this makes a difference is because you can have a Harley Davidson and let's say that's your only vehicle. Well, if it's your only vehicle, they might say, well, you need to get to work, so you need to ride to work. But they might ask the real questions. What you do during the winter? Oh, you be Ubering? Oh, okay, we might consider that. Or is the Harley a luxury vehicle? If it's a luxury, that might be more of an asset that they question. The average person that filed bankruptcy don't have none of this stuff I'm talking about. Oh, yeah, and we in Michigan, too, so if you got your boat and all that, they be looking at, that's an asset. It's a luxury item, a whole boat, 30-footer and stuff, you know what I mean? So the trustee will look at those beautiful things. Now, the average bankruptcy filer don't have none of those stuff. So if you don't have an RV camper and a Harley Davidson, and you leasing you a Hyundai, and you struggling paying rent, you are probably a great candidate to file bankruptcy. Don't run from it. Just embrace it. The government gave us this. We cheating to get out of this. Most of us have learned how to get good credit, how to end up in bad credit. You know, we learned a lot of this through trial and error. We ran up to people's credit cards and then gonna go, so how am I supposed to pay it back? Because of that, and we're in a capitalist country, the same government said, all right, listen, okay? We know we didn't teach you how to do this for real, so we're giving you an opportunity to jump ship real quick, swim across to the sea, get on this other boat, and keep rolling. That's what bankruptcy really is. It's not, you're not a failure. You didn't mess up so bad. The world did not fall down. This is your way to say, oh, my bad. I didn't understand the system. Press, okay, cool. We back in the game. Because after you file bankruptcy, you can fix your credit and get more credit cards. As a bankruptcy attorney, I've been doing bankruptcy since 2015. Don't judge me, and you don't know how old I am, so whatever. Is that people always wonder, well, what happens with my credit? Because there's a lot of financial advisors that's on the internet and stuff saying, don't file, it's going to ruin your credit, okay? But you don't hear a lot of us bankruptcy attorneys come out and tell y'all the truth. The truth is, it just depends. You know, the best lawyer answer ever is, it depends. So for someone that has a credit score of 300, please tell me what you, just anybody stand up, please tell me what you're going to lose if you file bankruptcy with a 300 credit score. Any takers? Nothing. That's my point. You should not be running from bankruptcy. You ain't even got no credit. So let's fix it and get your credit from 300 to 750, and we in there. What you mean, right? Now, on the flip though, if you have a credit score that's in the 700s and you file bankruptcy, at the beginning of the process, your credit score will go down. Part of that is because the credit score is based on the FICO score, and the FICO score is actually a formula. And so based on the formula, because nobody knows all in a formula, at least not as bankruptcy attorneys. Okay, I don't know about some of my peers, okay? Anyway, it calculates a whole bunch of different things to get you the score. And so if you have a high score, it drops your score a little bit, and then it repairs the score later on. One of the biggest things I have found about bankruptcy that is out there that's not telling the truth about what happens with your credit. Well, it ain't not the truth. It's the impact of what happens to your credit. So people will say, because if I file bankruptcy gonna be on my credit score for the next 7 years and 10 years. Everything's on your credit score for 7 to 10 years. Wait, what? Yeah. So you know when you didn't pay that car and that repo is on your credit, it's on there for 7 to 10 years. You know when you failed to pay JCPenney their credit card and then they charged it off, and then after a couple of years you didn't see it on your credit report, it's still there for 7 to 10 years. And usually you discover this when you're going to go buy a home and the mortgage company pulls up all kind of parts of the credit score you don't see on Credit Karma and you don't see on your online Experian report. That's because it's still there. Now, one of the advantages about bankruptcy, though, is that after you file bankruptcy, what they look at, they being many of your future finance companies, future creditors, is how long ago did you file? So if you file bankruptcy and you decide you want to buy a car, day 90 comes and you go out day 91 to go buy a car. 91, your interest rate might be higher because you just got out of the bankruptcy. A year later, 2 years later, you're back to a credit score where it wouldn't impact you negatively if you had filed bankruptcy and you get a regular interest rate. Girl, you know these people be following me while I'm on my video. So then, same thing. If you file bankruptcy and you decide I want to buy a home, within 2 years of filing bankruptcy, you are able to get a regular conventional loan to purchase a home as if you never filed bankruptcy, even though it's on the back of your credit report for the next 7 to 10 years, just like everything else. You need to quit playing around and file that case, okay? Call me. I got you. Well, guys, I hope some of this information helped you and you're watching this video in the middle of the day, on your lunch break, or in the middle of the evening midnight aisle while you're wondering, what do I do next? Now I'm going to be serious, but I really do. I know I'm playing around and I'm joking, but it's because I don't think bankruptcy should be as serious as people think it is, as if it's a failure, when it's really something that can really benefit you and really help you move forward along with your family. And honestly, if you really do need help with bankruptcy or wondering, should I file, give us a call here at Upton Law. We're here to help. We have people that can help answer the questions over the phone, text message, send an email because you don't want nobody to know. I got you, okay? And so you can give us a call at 877 Upton Law, which is U, P as in Paul, T as in Tom, ONLW. Or you can send an email at info@uptonlawpllc.com. You can go to the website. You know all the jazz. But anyway, you got to like and subscribe, and then I'll tell you some more next week, okay?